Hello everyone, my name is Deepak Mane and this is my third lecture on matrices. Points we are going to discuss in this lecture are first elementary transformations, then inverse of a matrix and then examples. So let us start with our first point, elementary transformation. Transformation means operation which we can perform on matrix. Okay. So there are six elementary transformations, out of which three are row transformation because we operate them on rows, and remaining three are column transformations. So rows are denoted by capital R and columns are denoted by capital C. So let us see the first transformation, interchange of any two rows or any two columns. So suppose in matrix we have to interchange ith row and jth column. So this can be written as like this. Okay, Ri interchange with Rj or just Rij. And if we have to interchange jth column and ith column, so this can be written as like this: Ci interchange with Cj or Cij. So let us see some one example. Here one matrix is given A. It is square matrix of order 2. This is first row 1 2. This is second row 3 4. This is first column 1 3 and this is second column 2 1. And now we are going to performing this transformation. R1 interchanges with R2 on row and C1 interchange with C2 on columns. So here we have to interchange this first row 1 2 by second row 3 4. That means we replace this 1 by 3 and 2 by 4. So the new matrix will be this one. Okay, here first row is 3 4 and this is second row 1 2 and this read as A equivalent to this matrix. Okay, when we performing this transformation on this matrix A, that means we have to interchange this first column by second. That means we interchange this 1 by 2 and 3 by 4, gives the new matrix A equivalent to first column is 2 4 and second column is 1 3. The second transformation is multiplication of the elements of any row or column by a non-zero scalar. Suppose k is a non-zero scalar and we have to multiply ith row by k. That means we multiplying all elements placed on ith row by k. So this can be written as like this: Ri changes to k Ri. So we are going to change ith row by multiplying all elements by k. Similarly, suppose we have to multiply all elements on ith column by non-zero scalar k. So this can be written as Ci changes to k Ci. That means we multiplying all elements placed on Ci by k. For example, here one matrix is given, square matrix of order 2. This is first row, this is second row, this is first column, this is second column, and we are going to perform these two operations. Here we are going to perform this operation. R2 changes to 4R2, means we multiplying second row by 4 and we multiplying C1 changes to minus 3 C1. That means we multiplying this first column by minus 3. Now when we perform this operation or this transformation on matrix A, then matrix A changes to this one. Okay, so here first row as it is 0 2 and now we multiplying this second row by 4. That means 3 into 4 12 and 4 into 4 16. And when we performing these transformations on this matrix A, that means we multiplying all elements placed on first column by minus 3, then this matrix A changes to this one. Okay, so here the 0 into minus 3 answer will be 0 and 3 into minus 3 answer will be minus 9 and the second column as it is. Now the third transformation is adding the scalar multiples of all the elements of any row or column to corresponding elements of any other row or column. Suppose we are going to change ith row such that we multiplying jth row by k and add it into ith row. Similarly, So in mathematics, this can be written as this one: Ri changes to Ri plus Krj, means we multiplying jth row by k and then add it into Ri. Similarly, on column we are going to perform this operation: Ci changes to Ci plus Kcj, means we multiplying jth column by k and add it into Ci. For example, here one matrix is given, square matrix of order 2, and we are going to perform on row this operation: R1 changes to R1 plus 2R2, and on column we are going to perform this transformation: C2 changes to C2 minus 3C1. So here we multiplying second row by 2 and then add it into first row. So this matrix A changes to this one. Okay, so here R1 is minus 1, so we multiplying this element by 2 and add it into minus 1. So minus 1 plus 2 into 2. Now this is 4, we multiplying this element by 2 and add it into 4. So this can be written as 4 plus 2 into 5, and the second row as it is. And after simplification, matrix A equivalent to this matrix. Okay, so 2 2s are 4 minus 1, answer will be 3. 5 2s are 10 plus 4, answer will be 14. Now we applying this transformation: C2 changes to C2 minus 3C1 on A. That means we multiplying this first column by 3 and then subtract from C2. So A matrix changes to this first column minus 1 2 as it is, and now we multiplying this minus 1 by 3 and subtract from 4. We multiplying this 2 by 3 and subtract from 5. So the second column is 4 minus 3 into minus 1 and 5 minus 3 into 2. So after simplification, we get the matrix A equivalent to this first column as it is, minus 1 2. Now here this minus minus become plus, so answer will be 4 plus 3 7, and this 3 2s are 6, 5 minus 6, answer will be minus 1. So there are three types of different elementary transformations: 3 on row and 3 on columns. Okay, now the next point is inverse of a matrix. If A is a square matrix of order m, and if there exists another square matrix B of the same order such that AB is equal to BA is equal to I, where I is identity matrix of order m, then B is called as inverse of A, and it is denoted by this symbol. This read as A inverse. So in mathematics, matrix multiplication is not commutative. Okay, but the given two matrices are square matrices of order same, and that multiplication is commutative. That means AB is equal to B, and answer is I. I means identity matrix. Then we say that two matrices are inverse of each other. That means B is inverse of A and A is inverse of B. Okay. So this can be written as, we replacing this B by this symbol A inverse. So this can be written as A into A inverse is equal to A inverse into A is equal to I. So here matrix multiplication is commutative if and only if they are inverse of each other. If the given two matrices are inverse of each other, then multiplication is commutative. Now one important note related to this point is, first one, every square matrix A of order m by n has its corresponding determinant. So it is possible to find the determinant value of any square matrix. Okay. Second is, a matrix is said to be inversible if its inverse exists. Okay. And third one, a square matrix A has inverse if and only if determinant value of A not equal to 0. That means matrix is non-singular. So to find inverse, or inverses exist if and only if matrix is non-singular. Now let us see one example. Here one matrix is given A whose order is 2 by 3, because this arrangement containing 2 rows and 3 columns, and we are going to perform first this operation R1 interchange with R2, and then we performing this operation C1 changes to C1 plus 2 C3. So let A is equal to given matrix. Okay, so here 1 2 minus 1 is first row, 3 minus 2 5 is second row, and we are going to perform this operation R1 interchanges with R2, means we interchange this 1 by 3, 2 by minus 2, minus 1 by 5. So after applying these transformations on A matrix is equivalent to this one. Okay, we replacing these two rows. Now we performing this operation, C1 changes to C1 plus 2C3 on this matrix. Okay, that means we multiplying this third column by 2 and then add it into first column. That means we multiplying this 5 by 2, then add it into 3. We multiplying this minus 1 by 2 and add it into 1. That means this is okay. So we are going to change first column according to this transformation. So the this element, first element is 3 plus 2 into 5 and second one 1 plus 2 into minus 1. So after performing this operation, we get the matrix A is equivalent with, so here 5 2 is a 10 plus 3 13 and 2 into minus 1 minus 2. So 1 minus 2, answer will be minus 1, second and third column as it is. Now next question is, check whether the following matrices are inversible or not. If the inverse of matrix exists, then it is called as inversible. Then we say that matrix is inversible. And when the inverse of matrix exists, if it is non-singular, means its determinant value should be not equal to 0. So here the first matrix, it is a square matrix of order 2. Okay, and when it is non-singular, then it is possible to say that this matrix is inversible. So let A is equal to, the given matrix is denoted by capital A. Now we find determinant value of this matrix A. So so in this matrix A, these two elements are called as diagonal elements and this element is called as reverse diagonal element. So to find the determinant value of A, we multiplying this diagonal element minus multiplication of reverse diagonal element. So here 1 into 1 1 minus 1 into 1 1, that is equal to 0. So as determinant A is equal to 0, that means this matrix A is not is singular. Okay, but for inverse, matrix should be non-singular. That means here given matrix is not inversible. Now in second example, this is also square matrix of order 2. Okay, so let this matrix be denoted by capital A, and to identify whether it is inversible or not, we are going to find its determinant value. So the determinant value of A is equal to product of diagonal elements minus product of reverse diagonal elements. So here the product of diagonal element is 1 into 3, that is 3, minus here 3 into 2, that is 6. So 3 minus 6 minus 3, that means determinant value of A not equal to 0. That is A is non-singular matrix. That means its inverse is exist. That means the given matrix is inversible. Okay, so just revise all these points. Okay, thank you.